This is All India Radio. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on Vibrant Villages program. The participants are Amresh Srivastav, Internal Security Analyst, and Omvesh Upadhyay, AIR Correspondent.
Mr. Srivastav, to begin the discussion, I would like to know from you that what is the Vibrant Villages program, and if you talk about this in the context of internal and border security, how significant it can be?
This is one of the most significant steps taken by the government as far as the matter of security, internal security and border management, border security is concerned. The Home Minister Amit Shah inaugurated this program on yesterday in Kibutu in Arunachal Pradesh. It's a very ambitious, ambitious program, though it was conceived way back in 2014-15 when Rajnath Singh was the Union Home Minister. But due to some other reason, this program could not be implemented on that scale, which was expected to be. See, why this was conceived to initiate important program for the security. It has two dimensions. Number one aspect of this related to the security is that Vibrant Village program that is meant for the people of the local staying on the border population. And as earlier government, the government think that this border population is a border asset. This is the first line of defense, as it was rightly said by the former Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh. He termed this, the border population is our first line of defense. So on the line of actual control, that signifies from Ladakh to Sikkim, that area with the China and Myanmar border, most of the villages, due to the lack of so many basic amenities and scope of livelihood, majority of the population, they go back to the nearest town for in search of livelihood and other facility. And those villages situated on the border, that becomes a barren village, that is called as a ghost village. So from security point of view, this is not correct situation for our security purpose. That is why this Vibrant Village program was conceived and it has been launched yesterday.
So, you very rightly mentioned what Home Minister mentioned in his launch speech. He credited Prime Minister Narendra Modi and said that he has changed people's approach towards border villages, and now people visiting the border area know that it is not the last village but the first village of India. So when we think about this in the policy level, when the current incumbent government tried to make the Look East policy more of a priority policy among the cabinet, what's your take on this?
See, Look East policy, this was conceived way back 2014 when this Narendra Modi government came into the power, and they emphasized on Look East policy because the northeast portion was almost neglected by the previous government. The required amount of development were not done. From onwards Guwahati, there was no development on the majority of the development scale. Majority of the border, see, our adversary on the eastern side, they have a different kind of expansion, have a policy of this expansion. They always claim on Arunachal Pradesh, major area of the Sikkim, because the land border is not demarcated properly. And the China is always taking advantage of that undemarcated boundary line. Majority of the time they have claimed they have entered into Indian territory and claimed that these are territory, which has been properly negated, which has been properly reverted by Indian forces like Indian Army and ITBP forces, etc. We are dominating in our area. Nobody has encroached our area. But situation is that the only force cannot handle this sort of security area. As I told you earlier, the border population is considered in the security domain, considered as a prime border asset. They are the first line of defense. So, with an aim to keep this population staying there around the year, this program has been launched. So many basic facilities will be provided to them. They should not go back to the other area and leaving their village as a barren area. So, that is why this Vibrant Village program has been initiated.
Mr. Srivastav, you are very well explaining the policy level changes and the paradigm shift that the central government did towards northeastern states, especially the bordering states with China and Myanmar. So when we talk about the Vibrant Village program, which states will the program cover and what will be the facilities that will be provided to the particular villages?
Earlier, this border development program was conceived to be controlled by the Border Development Division of the Union Ministry of Home Affairs. But this government, giving a proper impetus to this scheme, they made a budgetary allocation for this. You understand the difference? The budgetary allocation, the separate funding has been provided for the Vibrant Village program, under which the villages of the northeast states bordering with the China and Myanmar, they will be developed. So a separate fund has been arranged and it was passed by the Union Cabinet, and rupees 4,800 crore has been provided for this. and almost around 2,900 villages will be covered under the 19 districts of 4 states like Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh and Union Territory of Ladakh. Out of 4,800 crore, 2,500 has been allocated for the road connectivity. You understand the importance of the road. If road comes to one part of area, that brings so many dimensions of the development.
And that brings me to my next question. Then among the total amount that is allocated to the program, 2,500 crore are given for the road connectivity. So especially for the north border areas, mostly our villages in the hilly areas are hard to reach. So connectivity has been an issue. To what extent will this investment will help for the connectivity and as well as for the border security?
See, border security is very important. I mean, the LAC is being guarded by Indian Army and ITBP also. They have a system. They have a plan. They have, according to their plan, their forces, their troops goes and come back, etc. But connectivity is very harsh. So they have to plan in a very big way during the harsh winter. Most of the time, their supplies are stuck. This is one part for the security person. They are still struggling with these issues. Sometimes the supplies are being sent by helicopter, etc. So those are very expensive. Border connectivity is most important, where for the border road organization of the Indian Army, they are also doing and maintaining the border roads, etc. The separate provision for the 2,500 rupees has been made for the road connectivity. It will be done by the civil administration of the state and as well as the border road organization where the difficult terrains are there. So that will be done. I told you earlier, road brings so many things. It brings health, it brings livelihood. Second, it brings health facility, it brings education, it brings job opportunity too. Right now, the main focus will be to develop those villages as a tourism spot, tourism hub.
Okay.
So that the people go there, visit those border area, and the topography of those areas, the border villages, are very, very beautiful. Scenic beauty are there. People wants to go there. Still in Arunachal Pradesh, though people have to go for so many tourist spot over there, the government want to develop all the border area as a tourist hub, so that maximum tourists visit those areas. And that will, in return, that will bring the livelihood for the local population. The road will bring other facility also. And as I am told by my sources in security setup, that the government is also thinking to make home stay facility like it is very prevalent in Uttarakhand or Himachal Pradesh, etc. So home stay will be also done where tourists will stay for 2 or 3 days, etc. on those border villages. In return, in totality, if you see the Vibrant Village program, the basic idea is to keep the local population stay there for around the year. This through the tourism, that will be done. Other facility will also be provided like local industry. Some industry will be all set up over there to generate job, etc. But as of now, because any project that takes time, implementation time, definitely gestation time will be 2 or 3 years. But to start with, basic facility will be provided like roads, etc., power connection, telephone connection, mobile connectivity, and other facility will be provided so that the tourists go there and visit there. This will generate scope of income generation for the local population, etc. And this way government wants to do it.
And Mr. Srivastava, among the challenges that were before us for the border states, most of them are in the hilly areas, and what we have seen that there's a trend of migrating from these states to the capital region or someplace near the plains. VVP is very aimed to address this issue. So when we can say that once it become a success and we are seeing a reverse migration, in what ways it will help for the border security as well? You are constantly reiterating that how the local residents are the front line of defense.
Yes, local residents are considered as a first line of defense, no doubt about this, because they are. If you remember the Kargil war, the first thing that the Pakistani soldiers have made their camps was reported to Indian Army by the local shepherds. The local population also work some sort of, you can say, eyes and ear of the government for the security as well. Because they go to the interior part of the area, to the nook and corner of the area where security forces go there for their patrolling, etc. But they stay there when they take their animals for grazing, etc. So local population is most important population. See, in our condition earlier, the current situation rather, the program has been launched. Local population, they in the harsh winter condition or harsh condition, they go back to the nearest plain area, to nearest town, etc. for their livelihood, for the education of their children, or some other reason, for health reason also. Through the Vibrant Village program, the government aims to provide all the basic facility, essential facility on those villages through the connectivity of road, etc. So border population is the first line of defense. This is the firm conviction of this government, and that's why they have started this program. Was announced by the Union Budget by the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman But this time, after taking so many facts into under consideration, see, one very important thing is there under all 4 states where this Vibrant Village program has to be implemented on the border areas. Those are the hilly areas, hilly terrains, etc. And most of the villages do not have the proper road connectivity or proper infrastructure. So first, the government has given a lot of impetus on connectivity, like road connectivity, etc. And by the government wants to those population to stay back in their villages around the year. This is the basic idea of the government, and that is why they will be providing all sorts of things like for example, education will be provided, secondary and primary education will be provided, primary health center will be provided, and once road comes, it will bring doctors, it will bring medical facility, it will bring education, it will bring the tourist over there, and tourists will be coming, the job economy will improve of that area. And in initial level, on the primary level, the Vibrant Village program is based on the tourism aspect. The government focus is on the tourism.
And to mention here, I want to understand from you, Mr. Srivastava, that what role that district administration or the panchayat are supposed to play in this, because in order to ensure a proper implementation, supervision on a local level is needed. What's your take on this?
This Vibrant Village program is a coordinated effort of the central government, state government, and the fund is provided by the central government. The center is keeping a Ministry of Home Affairs department, the border management department will keep eye on this. They have prepared a blueprint for these border development program, etc. for the Vibrant Village program under BVP, and state government will also contribute into that, and all works will be executed by the district administration, panchayat and Gram Sabha also. Because for the local need, Gram Panchayat and Panchayat Sabha, this is the body who knows the local need over there. Because at the ground level, you cannot make proper plan for them, because terrain is hilly over there and the local requirement is different. Apart from the other things like road connectivity, health infrastructure, mobile connectivity, these are the things there. This is the universal demand. But the local need, what kind of homestay should be made over there? What kind of tourism facility will be developed there? What kind of product can be promoted over there for the tourists or the people who are visiting, like those will be decided by the local governance body like Gram Sabha and Gram Panchayat, etc. So everybody will be contributing and in this project. Central government has provided a fund for this. They will also monitor. State government will also monitor the development because the fund will be transferred to the district administration, and district administration will keep eye on the development work there. They will allocate the work to the different agencies, etc. And local body, local village headmen, they will look after the things.
Can we finally say that with the Vibrant Village program, government is aiming to develop the villages which often get left out from the development gains?
Definitely. Now this government says that this is the first village. So you can understand the importance has been given, what kind of importance has been given to those villages. This is very much clear from the statement what Union Home Minister said in Kibutu yesterday, that those villages are first villages. So it means that the government main focus are there to develop those areas, which is also in turn will work as a first line of defense for our security purpose. And this is the why the government has allocated good amount of money. And I must tell you one thing, that the allocation of rupees 4,800 crores, it has been provided. But I am sure that if needed, government will increase the allocation over this village development program under the Union Home Ministry and under the leadership of Union Home Minister Amit Shah. This will be properly implemented in 2 or 3 years.
And with your insightful information, we conclude the session. Thank you so much, Mr. Srivastava, for joining us today on All India Radio.
Thank you.
You were listening to a discussion on Vibrant Villages program. The participants were Amresh Srivastava, Internal Security Analyst, and Omvesh Upadhyay, AIR Correspondent. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official. You may share your feedback about this program through email at airnsdtalks@gmail.com or WhatsApp on 9289094044.